to Saxthorpe Farms, and today we are sorting field 23. So this is going to be wheat, which we can plant in November. It's the last month that we can plant wheat before spring, but it would be good to get it in so that it's available to harvest a little bit earlier next year. Yeah, so we need to, well, the goal for today's video is to mulch and seed. I will still need to roll at least and possibly do weed treatment. So there are a couple of options for weed treatment. I can do what I did before. I could just bring the weeder over the field before the crop grows and that will sort it. Or I could apply the trick that Scroft used in his precision farming video, which was to disable See and Spray and go over it with herbicide and completely cover the field in herbicide. And in his video he was using the display of yield that the game gives you, and that appeared to give you still full yield, and then you can go in with See and Spray once the crop germinates and get the See and Spray bonus. So I don't know whether to give that a try. Obviously the issue is if I wait and use See and Spray, we take a big yield here, which I don't really want to do. So the other option is I roll it and then we wait for weeds to grow and then we weed it. So could do that. I need to check the weeder that we've got that it will work with first stage weed growth. It should, but I just want to check that. I might do that because kind of running out of time in the month to get everything done, and we do need to roll before the crop germinates because otherwise we can't roll, and the needs rolling state will bug me for, and I was going to say for all eternity, but until we harvest the crop. So yeah, I am now very definitely on holiday. By the time you watch this, I am very definitely not at the moment. I have a couple of days to go and a few videos to get made still. So at the moment, I think this video is due to come out on Wednesday. So I'll be halfway through my holiday at this point. And yeah, even if I only get a few more videos made, I'm really pleased that I've managed to get a whole bunch of them done. It is actually Thursday today, and my Logitech G29 arrived yesterday. To disappoint many of you, it is still in the box. It will probably stay in the box until I get back from my holiday because I don't really have time to use it and set it up. Yeah, so still trying to get decorating finished. I had to have the night off last night. I finished a pretty stressful day at work with the weird kaleidoscope vision thing that the headaches that I get gives me, and then quite a nice headache. And we also had a farming agency team meeting, or English team meeting. So between all of that, I just did not have the capacity to paint. So I'll be doing that today, Thursday after work, and probably tomorrow. I had thought we were going away on Friday. We're not. We're going away on Saturday. Went away on Saturday. The whole time travel thing is really confusing. So I do have a bit more time than I thought, and we have the carpet booked to be fitted for the Monday after we get back. So we should get back on Saturday. I still have today, Friday and Sunday to get painting finished. I just need to paint the walls with the final coats now, so that's fine. If I didn't have to do it around work, I could get it done in a day, but because I have to get it done around work, it's going to be a couple of evenings. So yeah, I am going to put the mulcher on a worker eventually, and I'm not actually driving where I thought I was driving. So what I was going to say is I haven't done enough headlands yet. I've got a really bad ring of death at the moment. I don't understand why, because my settings haven't changed. Whether Giants changed something in the game that it doesn't read the... so what I do to increase the ring of death, because I have computers that can handle it normally, is you can go into the game.xml file and increase the render values beyond what the menus let you set them to, which I have done. You have to be very careful with that you don't kill your FPS, but it really helps remove the ring of death. But I'm wondering if that's not working properly. I don't know. So, but yeah, there's a very distinct difference in the weed texture, as you can see. Whether there's some issue with the distance texture for the weeds when they're at this growth state, again, I'm not sure. So, anywho, we are progressing, and yeah, as I said, the plan is that I'm going to mulch a bunch of it, and then I'm going to stick it on a base game worker, and I'm going to start seeding because we need to get this job done. And there we go. So, in fact, I forgot to hit go on the worker, which was a bit dumb. So I'm just checking the working width of the spray. It's set to 18, but I'm pretty sure we can go to 24 because I would like to go to 24 meter tram lines on here. Yeah, we can. So cool. And I think we've got the 24 meter arms as well. So if we go to 24, we have the slight challenge that on the first headland, we have to put in a half row so that the tram lines line up, or you can skip a row and protect the birds and the bees. But I'm going to do a half row. So precision farming, proceed gives you that option. So if we go down to, if we unfold, drive into the field and go down to the come on, you can tell I was thinking. Click on this little button, so on the right hand side of the HUD, you can see it's turned off half of the seeding units. Because this implement is a little bit weird and it has a cultivator at the front, it still gives you a texture that looks like it's doing something, but it shouldn't be seeding on the back. I think it might be, but I work around it anyway. So yeah, I really, really want to replace this seeder. I still had issues where when I tried to put seed and fert in, it seemed to be putting it into some invisible tank. So yeah, I definitely need to replace it. And seeding these so many of these big fields with a 6 meter seeder is just so time consuming. You will see as we go on that we end up going into the next day doing this job. It does look like it is applying seed to the whole thing, which is a bit annoying. And again, I don't know if that's because the tank and the seeder are separate. I mean, the tram lines seem to work okay, so kind of confused. But I'm just going to crack on, get the first headland done, and then we will run the second headland as if it had been switched off. There's the other thing that I end up having to do is expanding the headland with the mulcher. So it's a 9 meter mulcher and a 6 meter seeder, and we really need to run. I start off trying to run 3 headlands. We really need to run 4. So you can see here I'm running the front of the tractor, which is essentially the middle of the seeder, down the edge of the line that we've seeded, and this should give us the spacing that we need. Yeah, so we've got a 9 meter mulcher and a 6 meter seeder, but we need a 24 meter headland at least, and allow room for the base game worker to turn and do stuff without destroying what we've planted. So at the moment I think I have 2 headlands in, which is 18 meters, or maybe 3. I might have put 3 in, but I end up having to put in 4 headlands in total on the bit that the worker is working on, because otherwise things would go a bit pear-shaped. So yeah, I always try and skimp on headlands when I have to do 4, and it never works because it doesn't give you. The reason it becomes an issue is the tram line is on then the outside headland, so the third headland gets the tram line in this configuration, and it's really hard on a non-square field to put the seeder down without destroying that on some of the curved edges like this guy. So I do end up having to put in the 4th headland when I'm seeding. The first bit I can do okay because it's square. Once we get beyond that square bit, it gets a bit, it's it's more hassle than it's worth than just running the extra headland. You know, you're not really saving any time. So yeah, but I think before summer, I'm definitely going to look at replacing this with the 12-meter horse cedar from the DLC. I think that'll be a good addition and really help improve how we get work done. And as we're buying more land, we need to be able to get work done faster. It was kind of okay when we had like 3 fields that we had a 6-meter implement, but now we've got so many more. We do need to increase things. Yep. We're now going to put in the first headland. I really should have put the lights on this tractor. I'm having to work around the fact that it gets dark pretty early in the UK in November. So yeah, we're going to run the headland from the entrance of the field. And this is real in the UK. I guess in a lot of places by 5 o'clock at the moment it's dark. So yeah. The game does a pretty good job of recreating that, I guess. Yeah, you should have left those on because we can't see a thing. And this is something that really frustrates me in gameplay. In other people that I watch and myself watching this, that, you know, playing in the dark. I watch a guy who makes Stormworks videos, a game that I've mentioned a few times. And whenever he does career mode, you know, probably, obviously, at least half of that is in the dark. And it gets really dark in that game at night. And so, yeah, I found, I'm not saying I'm better at making videos on there. I'm not. He has an entire career out of making Stormworks videos. But when I tried to make videos on there, I adjusted the length of the night so that more of it was in the daytime, because when it's dark, you can't see anything. Yeah. And some people, I guess, some of his fans are quite hardcore, so they might not like that because they like him to play where it's hard, and it's hard when it's dark. So, anywho, it is now November 3. It's the next morning. We've got an early start because, say, I still need to roll, and I still need to decide what I'm doing for weeds. The mulching's finished. I need to move that tractor out of the way, and we're about halfway through. The cows have eaten nearly 10,000 litres of the food since we fed them yesterday afternoon. You can see that the Angus have gone up in value a fair bit there. I think they've gone up in value by about £800 each. So yeah, my plan, I think, is to sell and rebuy on the 1st of every month with those. You can min-max it, but literally, you could sell them at this point. You would make 800 per animal. We brought 8, so you're looking at making 6.5 grand for 10 hours of feeding them, or a sixth of a month, because I'm playing on 3-day months. So, you know, maybe feeding them for like a week. But I wasn't happy with that. We have an issue, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. A used Series 8 TTV. It's got 12 hours on the clock. It's 287 horsepower. It's £140,000. This tractor with 66 hours on the clock is worth, I think, 90 grand. We're just going to have a look. Yeah. And it's costing me a fortune to repair this thing. I think I am going to trade this in. So I think next time this 7250 has got a lot of hours on it, we're going to trade in for that slightly newer 8 series. Bit more power, bit less old. So for a little while it'll be a bit cheaper to repair, and it'll give us that extra little bit of power that we've kind of been lacking. I'm just checking the repair here because the display bar looks really bad, but it's just because the weight is very damaged. And that's, I don't know if the display bar shows the lowest damaged item. I think it does. So if you watched the Bushel Plus video that I did where I had a combine that was 100% repaired, but the Bushel Plus implement was 100% damaged, the damaged bar was showing 100% damaged. So that does kind of suggest that it shows the worst damaged implement, not the combined. So Yeah, a little bit annoying. There are mods which let you, I had a mod installed on that one which lets you see the damage levels for each individual things. I should probably start using that. But most of the time it doesn't bother me. That sunrise is so nice. Sunrise over Norfolk. Yeah. Doesn't get better than that, does it? Well, it does, but it looks pretty good. It's finally daylight. I can't remember what time it actually got light. It's nearly 10 o'clock. So we do still have to roll this field. And if I'm going to weed it before we roll it, I still need to do that. But that's a next video problem. That is probably an after holiday me problem. We'll see. But, you know, it's not today's me problem. I have a whole load of other problems to sort today between work and getting videos done, and also, and I've got to deal with car tech. You know, if you know, you know. Yeah. I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, particularly at the moment with, you know, money's hard for people sometimes. And I think whether you are or aren't someone that supports the different creators, you should never feel bad if you have to stop doing that, because in the real world you have bills and stuff to pay. Supporting me or any other YouTuber is completely optional. It's great. It really helps me out. Probably wouldn't have bought something like the wheel if I didn't have things like YouTube channel members and patrons. But you know, it is optional, so don't ever feel bad if you need to change things, or if you can't and you want to. You know, it's cool. Just watching the videos helps. If you can't and you really want to help out, share the video somewhere, you know, Facebook or whatever. A few more people watching would help, so do that instead. And I typically don't do the sharing across all the different Discords, mainly because I can't be bothered. I used to, but I can't be bothered these days. I'll do it if I got a video that I think is really good. I'll do it. You know, if it's something really interesting, I'll go and do it. If only in the hope that maybe some of the creators that own those channels will see it and then maybe promote it a little bit. You know. So, to disappoint some of you, I'm not doing an unboxing of the wheel. I don't feel that's valuable. And to be honest, when I can use it, I'm just going to want to set it up and use it. And it's a Logitech G29. It's not like it's new. Yeah, so I'm not going to be doing that. I will at some point do a video on the mini side panel. I need to fix the two buttons that don't work, and I need to actually set the darn thing up, and then I'll show it off. I think I'm kind of excited about the combination of wheel, mini side panel, joystick, the macro keyboard. You know, it's like super weird. So I might need to get a USB hub. So I'll be using that with the desktop, and currently I have 3 USB extensions that come off of the desktop up to the desk to plug in things like my microphone, the PS4 if I'm using that kind of thing. So I might be short of those. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. I don't know. I think the wheel connects by USB. So I'm planning to use it on the PS4 as well. I think it'd be kind of fun to use it on there. Anywho, we are nearly done. So it took a long time. It felt like a long time to get this job done. And not complaining, just explaining. Or just saying, really, you know. And that, it's more at the moment because I'm having to rush to get content made so that I can take my week and a bit's break. Yeah. Anywho, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, do click the like button. Think about sharing it. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I will see you next time for more farming on Saxthorpe Farm.